Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Racing Pod Blast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aiken from Narrowing the Field. And we are track hopping this week on the Pod Blast, covering two hurdle races from Haydock, as well as the big handicap at Ascot on the flat, the Victoria Cup, before taking a top, middle and bottom disaster bus up to Scotland for the next round of our ongoing Football Trixie Battle, top, middle and bottom. But racing first, disaster. But racing first as always, and to Haydock we go, starting with the Pertemps Network long distance handicap hurdle, due off at 1 o'clock. First of our three races under analysis this week. Welcome along, Ben. And can you start us off with that one?
Yeah, morning, Tony.
Morning.
I was going to say no prices up for this one yet, but they've come up in the last hour.
Yes, I saw that, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, they're not?
Making that up. Let me have a look. Live. No
yeah,
prices.
Yeah, they've gone
still.
off again. Yeah,
no prices. So we're kind of just going for the forecast prices right now with this one.
Okay.
In the 1 o'clock at Haydock. I narrowed this then handicap down to 4. Tiny Tetley, Thank You Ma'am, Porter in the Park, and a Long Draw. A Tiny Tetley, he comes here off the back of 3 straight wins, all 3 over roughly the same trip as this and on roughly the same ground. The last of those came here at Haydock last month, and Hobbs and White, they have some solid stats when returning last time out winners to the same track, especially over obstacles with their geldings that start at a single figure SP, which Tiny Tetley should. 77 winners, 57 placed from 215 qualifiers, 36% win strike rate, 63% win in place, and over 59 points profit. Tiny Tetley should meet those stats, and he could well still have more to offer, especially over these staying trips. Tiny Tetley. Thank You Ma'am finished second behind Tiny Tetley last time out. He's another that comes here in decent form. He ran 7 times last season, won twice, finished second or third on the 5 other starts. Over trips further in 2 mile 7, he has 2 wins in 3 places from 5 starts, and I think these staying trips do look to be ideal for him. He wears first time blinkers here. Cheek pieces did seem to kick him on a gear last season, so if blinkers have a similar impact, then Thank You Ma'am could bridge the gap with Tiny Tetley. Porter in the Park, he's another last time out winner, or she is another last time out winner. She won at Ludlow over 2 mile 5 when last seen. She steps back up to 3 miles here, and she does have stamina in the tank. She won over 3 mile 2 last summer at Stratford. She needs decent ground to show her best, or winds are coming good, so she should be at home on this good to firm ground. So I can see Porter in the Park going well in this. And Long Draw is the other on my shortlist. Also a last time out winner, winning at the Cheltenham April meeting over 3 miles, posting his best RPR figure by some way in the process, and one of his best pro form speed figures. He was being aimed for the Pertemps final at the Channel Festival, but they missed the cut by 1 for that. So he was likely winning the last day with plenty up his sleeve, and I don't think the £6 rise for his win, I don't think that's probably going to be enough to anchor him. He's a horse with strong form in handicaps on left-handed tracks and with Sean Bowen riding. Under those conditions, he has 3 wins and 4 seconds from 7 starts, and he could be hard to keep out the frame here. Long Draw. And a Long Draw is one of the 2 I'll be looking to play in this handicap, the other one being Tiny Tetley. Both horses come into this in excellent form and look like they still have progression to come. So Long Draw and Tiny Tetley for me. Tony, what you got for this long distance handicap hurdle?
Yeah, I've got Tiny Tetley on shortlist, mate, and I've got Long Draw, and I'm also playing Long Draw as well. I think he's had a fantastic season, and hopefully he'll be an each-way prize. He started well, second of 9 at Aintree, then he's gone on to that Cheltenham meeting in November, finishing second of 10, and he won at Cheltenham's December meeting, beating 8 rivals by 5 lengths, including the very solid and consistent Gowell Road as well. Then he's wheels came off a little bit at Wincanton, but he got back to winning ways at Cheltenham in April. Their meeting in April, beating 8 rivals 2 lengths. Harbour Lake back in second as the 11-4 favourite. Long draw for Sean Bourne and Ollie Murphy, very much on my radar. And another interesting one, course and distance winner here, Ben, Zane Knight, I think could go well for Lucy Wadham. Gavin Sheehan in the saddle. He was 23 lengths behind Long Draw last time out at Cheltenham at that April race I was mentioning. But his form, he's better than that form suggests. Fair enough, he was pulled up in the Potence Network final handicap hurdle at Cheltenham. At the Cheltenham Festival, he was pulled up there behind Doddy the Great, who won that race. Then he came back and won at Newbury, beating 5 rivals by 4 1/4 lengths. And as I say, he turned up at Cheltenham again. Probably doesn't get Cheltenham. I mean, his last 3 runs at Cheltenham, he's finished 8 of 9, beating 25 lengths. He was pulled up and then he's beaten 23 lengths. So Cheltenham maybe is not for him. Lucy, Cheltenham's not for him, for goodness sakes. But he is a course and distance winner at Haydock, and I think he can go well there as well. So along with, Tiny Tetley's on my shortlist, but Long Draw and Zane Knights I'll be playing tomorrow. 1:35, Ben, at Haydock, the Swinton Handicap Hurdle. Class 1 handicap over 1 mile, 7.5 furlongs. Ben?
Yeah, Swinton Handicap Hurdle. Always a decent sized field that goes to post for the Swinton Hurdle. No different this year. 17 set to line up. Plenty in this you could probably make a case for. I eventually settled on a rough short list of Helnwine, Dancing Glance, Welsh Charger and Tapley. Helnwine is still relatively unexposed over hurdles, especially in handicaps, this being only his 4th handicap hurdle start. I thought he ran well at entry 2 starts back in the 2 mile 4 handicap hurdle at the national meeting. His stamina gave way after the last over that mid-distance trip, and he does look better over and around these 2 mile trips. He also enjoys the pace big field contests generate. Over 2 mile 1 or shorter in fields of 9 or more, he is 3 wins and a second from 5 starts, and he looks a player in this. Helnwine. How are you saying that one, Tony? Helnwine. No idea.
Yeah, sorry, my mute button was on there, mate. I was shouting at you. Helnwine, is it? Helnwine?
Yeah,
something like that.
Helnwine.
Yeah, I was speaking to you, but the mute button was on, sorry.
Alan King trained Helnwine. I think
Number 7.
Number 7. I think he's got a decent chance, a big chance. Yeah, Dance and Glance. He's the least exposed hurdler in the field, this being only his 6th hurdle start, only his 2nd handicap hurdle start. He was given a bit too much to do on handicap debut last time out at Bangor. I think he's likely a good bit better than that runner-up effort suggests. Harry Cobden takes a ride for the first time here, and that definitely catches the eye. He doesn't ride for Honeyball as much these days, but since the start of 2024, he has 5 wins from 10 rides and handicaps for the trainer, and he could very well improve those stats further on Dance and Glance. A Welsh Charger. He's a bit more of an exposed type after 12 hurdle starts, but he showed on his last few runs he still might have a bit of improvement to come yet. He finished a close 5th in Scottish champion hurdle last time out, and that came off the back of a win in the Scottish county hurdle at Musselburgh in February. He's off the same mark here as the Scottish hurdle run, and he could be involved in the finish of this one as well. Welsh Charger. And Tapley is the other on my shortlist. He ran 2nd in this last year off a £4 higher mark, and this possibly isn't as strong a renewal as last year's race. He's on a winnable mark at present, and he does go well under these conditions. A mark of 120 or less, a break of 16 days or more, and a trip of 2 miles or shorter. Where Tapley is 4 wins and 3 places from 9 starts. I think he could run well again in this race, Tapley. But I prefer to side with the younger, unexposed types in this handicap, and that leads me to Dance and Glance and Helnwine. Dance and Glance is around 10 to 1, 12 to 1, and Helnwine is around the 8 to 1, 9 to 1 mark, and they will be my 2 for the Swinton. Tony, what you got for this one?
Good stuff, interesting. I do like those at the top of the market. Our Champ, loads of respect for Our Champ, and Gimme 5, Harry Durham and Paul O'Brien. there. That's around 17 to 2, 7 to 1 for our champ, Chris and Freddie Gordon teaming up there. I do respect them, but I'll be going for two bigger prices. Big Boy Bobby for Alan King, Tom Cannon. It's around 16 to 1. He was last seen at Cheltenham in this April meeting, finishing third of 16, beaten half a length in a close finish. King William Rufus won that race at around, and he was sent off. Big Boy Bobby was sent off at 7 to 1. He's been pretty solid and consistent this season. Well, kind of, in only 3 runs, really. And I think he can go well in this. Later on, it looks like he did run at Haydock, in April in 2023, finishing 8th of 13, beating 23 lengths, which is a bit of a concern. But that's 2 years ago. A bit of a different horse now. And Big Boy Bobby is a distance winner and can go well and build on that third of 16, beating just half a length off and he had been put up £3 for finishing third. But anyway, Big Boy Bobby, he can run well tomorrow. And Dr. TJ Eckelberg, course winner, has won over a similar trip for Evan Williams. Adam Wedge in the saddle. He's a big price at around 28 to 1 in places. He's solid and consistent this year. Since December, he's finished second of 8 at Chepstow, third of 7 at Haydock, second of 6 at Sandown in February, and then a bit later on in February he beat 6 rivals at Chepstow, short head, as at around 16 to 1, 6 to 1 rather, and then didn't run too badly. Wasn't his best run. He finished 5th of 14, beaten 13 lengths behind Sans Brewy at around 28 to 1 in a Grade 3 contest there, the Red Rum Handicap Chase at Aintree. But this is Moy's bag. Dr. TJ Eckelberg at a big price, 28 to 1, and Big Boy Bobby at 16 to 1 for me. But I wouldn't put anybody off, well, obviously Ben's selections, and the top 2 at the market, Gimme 5 and our champ, loads of respect for them too. On to the big one now, at 240, Ascot. I think, is this the first big handicap of, over 7 furlongs, I think, of the season, I think, is it? Ben, what do you say?
No idea, mate. Don't know.
Well, a cavalry charge anyway, you know what I mean? I think it's the first Saturday cavalry charge. I think there's plenty of them to come, obviously. But
you probably put a link in that.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, sorry, yeah.
But I know what you mean, that seems like it was ages ago.
Well, I was going to... Absolutely, yeah.
Which is always strange.
It's over a month ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
It went off in March.
End of March.
And now we're in May.
Yeah,
240 at Ascot, Victoria Cup, Class 2, handicap over 7 furlongs. Ben, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, Victoria Cup, I'm covering this race on my NTF member service. I'll be giving that a full trends and stats analysis there, as well as some pace and draw analysis. I've a set of 7 race trends that I used to dig into that race. 6 of the field pass all of those trends. They are Quirat, Roi de France, English Oak, Metaverse, Metal Merchant, and Diligent Arizdev. The Metaverse is probably the one that interests me the most from that lot. He was a winner at Kempton on the all-weather last time out, and he's only put up £4 for the win, which could prove lenient. That was a career best effort from the 5-year-old, and I think he should have plenty more still to offer, Metaverse. His trainer, David Menouzier, also has some excellent stats in turf handicaps with his last time out winners, especially those that are running off a break of 25 days or less. With those types, he is 21 wins and 7 placed from 49 qualifiers, 43% win strike rate, 57% win and play strike rate, and over 42 points profit. And Metaverse fits that angle. He's also a horse that goes well under conditions he meets with here. 7 furlongs and a break of 42 days or less, where he is 3 wins and a head second from 5 starts. And he's a winner and a place from 3 starts in good to firm ground. So he's going to handle the ground all good as well. And I think 14 to 1 and bigger by Metaverse looks a cracking each way price. So he's who I'm going to side with here for the pod, Metaverse. I will be backing others, but it's a race I still need to dig into a bit further. But Metaverse is the one that stands out for me. A lot in his favour. Meets all my race trends, and Menouzier does well with these types. So Metaverse for me Tony, what you got for the Victoria Cup?
It's a cracking race. I do like Kirat. I do like Roy de France at the top of the market for John and Thady Gosden, Roy de France and Rafe Beckett, King Ralph with Kirat at the top of the market there. But my short list of four, I think the winner will come from, because I was looking at the pace angles as well, which has just gone off, which is very annoying. But most of the pace, there's not a lot of pace in the lower draw numbers, up to around 10 or 11. 10, 11, 12, I would say. But I can't see whether. I think they struggle for pace at the lower numbers. I think most of the pace is higher numbers. And with that, I've gone for a short list of Gleneagle Bay, £10, Mayal, and Metaverse as well.
Oh, yeah.
Very high on my list. We'll come to that in a minute because you've just been told about it. Mayal, Steph Hollinshead and Sam James, that's around 9-1. Now, he was last seen winning just 2 weeks ago on a Saturday at Haydock over a similar trip, and beating 9 rivals and by half a length, Gorak back in second. But he won with a fair bit in hand, I think. He was always doing enough under Sam James, who I thought gave him a great ride as well, coming late to snatch the prize there. First of 10 and winning by half a length, beating Gorak. As the 3-1 favourite. He was well backed, I think, that day. Certainly, it wasn't 3-1 on the morning. And before that, he had a seasonal debut, ran well, finished third of 21 in the Spring Mile Handicap, only beaten 1.5 lengths, so already solid and consistent, the 4-year-old Mayal tomorrow. I do like Gleneagle Bay for Stephen Thorne. He's a trainer I was told about 3 months ago to watch him at Dundalk. He's very up-and-coming training, is Stephen Thorne, in Ireland. He's the Irish raider. Keep an eye on that. He's already finished second in a Premier Handicap at the Curragh in November, and then came back to finish 5th of 27. Well backed as well, 100-30 favourite there at the Curragh in the Irish Lincoln, finishing 5th of 27, beaten 6.5 lengths behind Orandi. Keep an eye on Stephen Thorne. £10 for Harry Charlton and Trevor Whelan at around 11-1. I do like that one. He was last seen about 3 weeks ago winning at Newmarket, beating 6 rivals a neck. 50 Nifty was in second. He won at 5-1, £10 off a £3 lower mark rather. And Metaverse for David Manuzia and Harry Davis in the saddle, 18-1. That's far too big for me. He was on the all-weather. He did win on the all-weather last time out, but I think he can go better. And Ben's explained it. You have to rewind to listen to what Ben's saying. Ben's give a really good explanation about why we both fancy Metaverse, the 5-year-old, off a mark of 88. I think that could be a cracker's mark, to be honest with you. And he's out of stall 13. And I really do think that the winner will come from stalls, say, 12 or higher, where all the pace is tomorrow in the Victoria Cup. Right now, football, do we have to? Do we?
The great thing about loving football is you cannot explain why you love it. It just happens. Chasing a ball round a park, wanting one team to win against the other.
El Mahoney, right foot, whips it. Oh, JEEZY Peeps.
JEEZY Peeps! Yes, it's time for round 38 of Top, Middle and Bottom. I think everybody's switched off by now, Ben.
It's been a long season. Yeah, just surprisingly, just the one winner for each of us last week. -4 returns for both of us. What I would say is, you backed Clyde. They went and won 6-1 last week against Peterhead. I mean, season's over and they show up.
Yes.
I mean, that's no.
Yeah, and we've cancelled, breaking news, we've cancelled sponsorship. They can do one next year.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be just turning up on the last game of the season winning 6-1.
Correct.
I'm sorry. Do one. JEEZY Peeps. Current totals. Me plus 8.1. Tony, minus 60.51.
I do apologise. I honestly, 66 over 50 quid. When I was in between the 40s and 50, I want to, but 60 quid's ridiculous. I do apologise.
Still 2 weeks to go. You can get out of it. You can get out of it. This week, top, middle, and bottom, playoffs this week, meaning our torture is almost over. And I'm going with top, Ayr and Partick to draw at 23-10. The first leg was a cagey affair. Games off and hard between these two sides. 7 of the last 8 have been draws or one team winning by the odd goal. So I'll take the second leg to end as a draw. This is a Friday game, Ayr and Partick. Middle, Cove Rangers to beat Queen of the South at 3-2. Both teams finished the season off well, but Queen of the South haven't been good travellers during this campaign, and I'll take Cove to get the win that will see them move through to the next round of the playoffs. And bottom, Annan to beat Elgin City at evens. Annan trounced Elgin 4-2 in the first leg on Tuesday at Borough Briggs, and I think it will be very difficult for Elgin to get a result here at Annan. Elgin have failed to keep a clean sheet in any of the last 10 matches against Annan, and I am going for an Annan win here, giving me a top, middle, and bottom of top, Ayr and Partick to draw. Middle, Cove Rangers. Bottom, Annan. Tony, what you got?
I've got 2 of them games, actually, Ben. Ayr to beat Partick at even money. Ayr have been strong at home all season, and I'll take them to see off Partick and move on to the next round of the playoffs with a win. Ayr at evens. Cove Rangers and Queen of the South to draw at 9-4. Not much between these two teams this season. First leg on Tuesday ended as a draw, and I think the second leg will also end up as a draw, taking the tie to extra time, maybe even penalties. But it's 90 minutes for us, so a draw here for me. Cove and Queen of the South, and East 5 and Edinburgh to draw at 13-5. Edinburgh do take a 1-0 advantage from the first leg, and I think they can hold out for a draw here, which would be enough to see them advance into the next round. So a draw for me between East 5 and Edinburgh. And if you want me to repeat them, if you haven't switched off yet, Ayr to beat Partick at evens, Cove and Queen of the South to draw at 9-4, and another draw, East 5 and Edinburgh at 13-5. All right, many thanks for listening to the latest edition of the Racing Podblast. Very best of luck with your bets at Haydock and Ascot. No mention of football on the script at the end. And you can catch me on 3B's Radio Bridlington every morning from Monday to Friday at 6 o'clock. And you can catch more from Ben over on narrowinthefield.co.uk. That is narrowinthefield.co.uk. Ben, do you want to explain about your summer service?
Nah, I can go to the website and find out.
Okay, no problems. Thanks very much, and we'll see you all again next week, I think, if the football goes all right. If I drop into 70 quid, I can't anyway. Can't. It's 4 quid.
But you can't. You can't. And I can only be plus 0.10 as my worst.
See, you just work it out so you just get in the plus.
Right.
Anyway, thanks very much, everybody. See you next week.